Hello, loves, and welcome back to my Wilder Woman channel. Cory here, and I have an unboxing for you guys. I pre-ordered this deck on Amazon, and it arrived last week, so I wanted to unbox it on camera and share it with you guys. So this is the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards, a 52 card deck by Denise Linn, and this is a Hay House deck. So let's bust this open. I just thought it was a really interesting looking deck, at least online, so I wanted to pick it up. Now let's see if I can get into the packaging, because y'all know how I'm uncoordinated. Alrighty. Oh, it's kind of a matte finish box here. Very nice. So the back, we have, there are secret messages all around you. It's simply a matter of being able to hear them. In this graceful and elegant card deck, best-selling author Denise Linn gives you, I think they meant to say "and," but they put "in" and under, or guide you in. Maybe it's just me. I can't read today, guys. Surprise! It's going to be that kind of video, apparently. Okay, so best-selling author Denise Linn guides you in understanding the events, signs, and coincidences in your life, which, by the way, I don't believe in coincidences, so leading you towards a personal and spiritual transformation. Denise's saga guidance helps you transcend and activate your intuition, realize your life's purpose and potential, and achieve a genuine state of peace. So let's bust this open. I really liked the artwork on the cover, and that's primarily what drew me in. Hoping all of the cards are this style. And let's see. Cover design by Nick Welsh. Cover art by Jesse Wright. So I'm hoping that's who actually is the artist for this deck, but we'll see. So here's the little mini book that typically comes with these Hay House decks. And let's see, there is quite a few pages in here. There's about 128 pages of actual card information. And it looks to be about 2 pages for each card. The beginning of the book here got an introduction, and Denise talks a little bit about what led her to create the deck, how to use the cards, preparation for a general reading, how to choose cards, how to interpret the cards, storing the cards even. That's interesting. Now it says wrapping the cards. Ideally, you want to keep your cards wrapped in fabric. Okay. I'm going to pause here for a minute. So there are a lot of myths and misconceptions when it comes to the carrying and storing of your oracle and tarot decks. Yes, while traditionally decks have often been wrapped, usually in silk, some sort of protective cloth, it was thought that, and it is still thought by a lot of practitioners, that the cloth not only, being a protective home for the cards physically, but also energetically. Cards come in a box for a reason, you guys. So storage actually is kind of taken care of. Do you need to wrap the box in cloth? I don't think so. That is entirely up to you and your practice and how you feel, you know, you best want to store the cards. If you feel like all of your decks should be wrapped in cloth, go for it. Knock yourselves out. That is the best way for you to do handle your practice. Is it a requirement? No. So just take any advice that you get in any guidebook for what it is. If it resonates with you and makes sense to you and for your personal practice, take that in. If it doesn't, don't feel bad about discarding it. Everything in these books is the author's perspective and the way that the author is, sharing their practice and their information for you. You don't have to take it as gospel. So where it says you want to keep the cards wrapped in fabric, I mean, at the very bottom, use your intuition to decide which is best for your cards. There you go. So just want to throw that out there. And it looks like Denise got to that at the bottom of the paragraph. But however best you want to store and use your cards, perfect, because it's your practice. Okay. Methods of card reading. She goes through 1 card reading, the traditional 3-card reading, usually past, present, future. Sometimes also issue at heart, what you need to let go of and what you need to bring in. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do a 3-card reading, really. Let's see here. She's got a 5-card spread, specifically in talking with spirit guides, which is fabulous. The medicine wheel 1-year spread. I have not heard of that. So with this spread, it looks like it's just, 12 cards, forecast, upcoming 12 moons, 1 year. Choose a card for the month that you're currently in, and then each subsequent one in a wheel. Reading signs and coincidences in your life. She talks about that a little bit. For more information about signs, see my book, The Secret Language of Signs. Okay. And then she goes into the card readings, card meanings themselves. Now, this isn't none of the pictures are colored. This is a black and white book, but it is packed with a lot of information. So let's dive into the cards. This is pretty decent cardstock, and it's got a nice matte finish on here. I really like the back. Vibrant purple here. Okay. And yes, it looks like the artwork does match the cover. Awesome. So we have answering the call. So just right off the bat, gut instinct, this looks like this probably follows the hero's journey. If any of you are familiar with Joseph Campbell's work and the hero's journey, which also kind of mirrors the Fool's Journey in the Major Arcana and Tarot. That's kind of what's coming up for me here, because in the very beginning of the hero's journey, you have answering the call to the journey, and that's what's coming up immediately for this with this card. Ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. Love the colors in this. Begin now. Take your first step. So we've got a lot of introduction here. Breaking trail. Breakthrough is at hand. Choosing your path. See about decisions. Cleansing waters. Yes, we all need that purification. Crossing bridges. It doesn't look like it follows the hero's journey completely. Desert passage. This is just all traveling related though. Discovering truth. Distant thunder. Clear the air. Yep, a storm's a brewing, guys. You can see she's looking out over her balcony and see the storm in the distance. Embracing enthusiasm. Joy. Faraway places. New horizons. Fellow travelers, support is all around you. Finding sanctuary. First light. We've got that, it's the bud of spring and you can see winter still on the ground. There's that change. Fogged in. Gates of triumph. Grace and gratitude. Great adventure. Grounding, yes, because through traveling, we do want to pause to get grounded again. Impasse. Infinite abundance. In the flow. Nice. That little like, winter sled there. Everything is smooth sailing. Journey by moonlight. Love the magic in that one. Little satyr, fairy. The little elf guy at the bottom. Joy and delight. Miracles. Mystic healer. Narrow pathway. Navigating the stars. Overcoming obstacles. We have a sword and a literal stone here. Passion and pleasure. Protected by angels. Rainbow blessings. Reaching your destination. Rejuvenating rain. Solitude. Staying focused. Stepping into power. Surrendering to the journey. And then this is the cover card. Taking shelter. Transformation. Traveling lightly. Uncovering treasure. Unknown territory. Valiant courage. Vast vistas. View from above, looking at big picture. Voyage of the heart. Wandering path, enjoy the journey. Watching clouds. Wise leader. Oh, one more. Wondrous universe. Okay, so really like the imagery there. Something I noticed right off the bat though, a lot of cards that kind of feel a little bit duplicative. We have quite a few basically that are like take action now cards, but said in a different way. A lot of others that are also like pause, enjoy the journey. And I get that there are only so many messages that can come through or phrases that you can use as far as journeying goes, but I'm kind of feeling a little lack of variety. It seems a little repetitious, but let's shuffle up and pull a card and see what we've got going. I really love this back. Okay, so the card that we have, view from above, get the big picture. And so let's see what the book has to say about this. Now it should be in alphabetical order, and it is. So it's going to be one of our last cards in here. View from above, get the big picture. Okay. So from the book, we have don't get bogged down in details. Let go of petty concerns, get the big picture. Imagine that you're seeing your life from above. Only do what is truly important. Everything else is inconsequential. Go through each area of your life to look and see what the big picture is. Make major life decisions based on this strategy. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know it's easy to forget what the overall journey is about when the traveler gets caught up in the day-to-day survival and the ups and downs of life on the road. It is only when the traveler takes time to look at the big picture that he realizes that most worries and anxieties are only temporary. Imagine yourself in the future. Ask yourself if what you are doing now will be important to your future self. Focusing on these concerns takes up valuable life force energy. Keep your focus directed on the important things in life. Let everything else drop away. Now, we do have day-to-day things that we do need to not let fall to the wayside, right? Thinking big picture doesn't actually necessarily mean cutting out all of those other little things that we need to take care of. What it means is there are some things that we tend to pour a little bit more energy into because they seem like there's a bigger immediate need there. However, there are things that can wait, and there are other things that can be taken care of quickly, and then we move on. And keeping our big goals in mind, our big picture of what it is we want to manifest and cultivate is going to give us the energy that we need to move forward and get through those little things. Really, at the end of the day, a lot of that lends to time management and not pouring your energy into things that, while they seem important now in the moment, you come away later and you realize that wasn't such a big thing to get upset about, or that wasn't as huge of a deal as it seemed to me in that moment in time. So I think what this card really is asking us to do when we hit those snags, we really allow ourselves to just get wrapped up and pour ourselves into small issues that seem large because of drama or the heat of the moment. to look at everything from a more from a 1,000-foot level rather than deep in the middle of the issue in that moment. When we're too far in it, sometimes we lose sight of that big picture. And so a reaction can be blown out of proportion. So when it comes to all those little things that drive you nuts, maybe you saw a tweet about something and exploded about it and went on a 2-hour rant about it and decided to write a blog post about it. And 3 weeks later, you realize that wasn't something maybe you wanted to put your energy into. That's what this card is really referring to. And that is looking objectively at the things that come up for you on a day-to-day basis and going, is this really worth my time and energy? And if so, how much of my time and energy is it worth? So it's really about objectivity. And that 1,000-foot view is going to give you a little bit more objectivity. So all around, I think a very solid deck, especially from Hay House. So cardstock, very, very nice. Very easy to shuffle. Thick, but not so thick that you can't shuffle it. And I'm really liking the matte, silkier finishes of cards. They tend not to stick. And the really shiny, glossy cards, while they're nice to look at, like, for example, the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck that I picked up also from Hay House about 1.5 years ago now, I would say. That thing was a pain to peel apart all of the cards. When I unboxed it, they were all stuck together. And while the cards are really nice, it's, you know, it doesn't shuffle. It doesn't seem to shuffle as well for me as these matte ones do. So really do appreciate that. The backing is lovely. The artwork is absolutely lovely. So visually stunning card. I don't know how I feel about the gigantic borders that a lot of these Hay House cards like to do. I could have done with a very minimal border and just, you know, the heading up above. I don't know that we need the additional little quote at the bottom. I mean, that's what you have the book for. And your intuition, I think there's enough there with just the title of the card. But that's just me. I'm sure you guys have your own preferences when it comes to oracle decks. I don't think I can necessarily trim this one just because of how large the writing is. It's going to be a little bit difficult. So I'll probably leave it as is. I don't know if this one's going to become a staple, but I think it will be a fun little one to work with. So in the description box below is the link to the Amazon listing where I picked this up, and you can also get this directly from Hay House. Hay House will sometimes send out nice coupons, and they'll have sales. But again, I tend to, for whatever reason, not buy directly from the publishers. I tend to get everything from Amazon because of free 2-day shipping. A little bit spoiled. So, and pre-ordering, and I don't have to worry about it. So there is that. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. Subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss any future uploads. My uploading schedule is a little bit sporadic at the moment, working on ironing that out, but you're going to see a lot more regular videos from me now that my Pendulum Practitioner course is up and running. So thank you guys for watching, and until then, I will catch you in the next video. Blessed be.